My name is Derek Ross, and I served in the U.S. Army from 2006 to 2014. Back in 2008, I was able to deploy to Iraq, and in 2011, I deployed to Afghanistan as a combat engineer. During my time there, I was hit by a roadside bomb, and I would eventually lose my leg and receive a ton of other injuries as well. I get asked all the time if I would do it all over again. And I have to say, after all the pain and suffering, the loss of relationships, the loss of my leg, the loss of my mind at times, I would do it all over again without question. I believe the love and pride that I have in my nation guarantees the survival of all the future generations to come. I believe that freedom is worth dying for. I believe in one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And this is why we fight.
I am born to do this. I am an American bucking bull. And this is my sport. PBR bucks into SNHU Arena December 12th and 13th. Get your PBR Manchester tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
Just in awe at how good the guys are riding. We are being treated to the best bull riding you want to watch right here.
The movie, news, television promos, and trailers used in Sinista1 Productions are protected by the Fair Use Act. Section 107 of the Copyright Act. 1. The purpose and character of the use. 2. The nature of the copyrighted work. 3. The amount and substantiality of the portion taken. And 4. The effect of the use on the potential market. Thank you.
It's time for America's greatest podcast on dirt, When the Dust Settles. Here are your hosts, Z-Man and Levi.
His first out ever as a New York Maverick. There you go. The drought is over. First man out of the chutes gets the qualified ride. The win this game.
Good evening, rodeo fans, and welcome to When the Dust Settles, brought to you by Sinista1 Productions and the Hoobazoo Radio Network. I'm your host, Levi, with my good friend and rodeo compadre, Z-Man. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. I am getting excited. We have Manchester coming up. I can't wait till that 750 tons of dirt gets in the SNHU Center, and those 50 or more bulls start rolling in, and we get to buck some bulls in Manchester.
And it's getting close. We're about a week away. So just real quick, want to thank our supporters, Lara Boot Company out there in Epping, New Hampshire. That new lid that Z-Man's wearing there's courtesy of Lara Boot Company. So very nice to sit down and talk with Andreas over the Black Friday weekend. That was very nice. Also want to thank ProBullStats.com. They provide all the stats that we talk about here on the show. Without them, you wouldn't get the numbers that we get. So thank the New England Rodeo, our kind of home away from home here up in New England. They always take care of us when their seasons are running. So look forward to the warmer weather and the non-snow to get back with them. Also want to thank the American Warriors Association, great organization helping our veterans, first responders, firefighters, police, EMS. Get with them if you ever need are in one of those groups and you need a retreat. They're always great to help. Finally, want to thank the PBR for everything they do, because if they weren't here helping us, we wouldn't be here talking to the guy that's below us tonight. And if you saw that beautiful bucking footage just before the show, we are live tonight with the New York Mavericks' own leadoff hitter, Bob Mitchell. So round of applause for Bob Mitchell, everybody. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hell yeah.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
No, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Like I said, Bob Mitchell, he's kind of the leadoff hitter for the New York Mavericks this year. It was your rookie season with the Mavericks, correct, sir?
With the Mavericks, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yep. Before that, you were with Oklahoma's Kansas City, the Outlaws, correct?
Since the inaugural year back in 2022 when team started, I was drafted to the Kansas City Outlaws.
Yeah.
I was on with them for like 2.5 years. And then I was on the Oklahoma Wildcatters for probably 2 months.
Okay. Yep. And then you got picked up and you came over to the Mavericks.
Yes,
Good
sir.
pickup. I mean, this year, I don't think I could have asked for a better guy to lead out on the first shoot than you. Really just, I think from the start of the season, really made an impact when you're on there. So congratulations on that. And also I see that big, beautiful PBR saddle in the background there and a nice buckle. Congratulations on those.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually won those up at Bismarck at one of Chad Berger's deals, like his home event.
Yeah.
I won that deal last year for one of the King of the North.
Nice. Yeah, King of the North is we watched it on Ride Pass this past year. Seems like a really good event. Local,
Yes.
A lot of local folks up there, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Z-Man, let's kick it off. What do you got for this gentleman tonight?
You know something? So the team's just finished up. You were the leadoff guy for the New York Mavericks. You guys had a great, you led off, Hudson Bolton finished off. Seemed like that worked out. I don't know if you have the same feeling as I have. If this team's thing went another month, I think you guys would have been really making some noise out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like the beginning of the year, it was kind of just getting in the rhythm, kind of getting in the routine of everybody working and jiving together. I feel like towards the end of the season, like once we got Hudson back, we picked up a couple new guys like Joao Enrique Lucas. And then we picked up Julio Cesar Marquez.
Yeah.
Like we picked up a few new guys, and then once Hudson got back, like we were all kind of jiving together again and working as a team. It was always kind of just falling back in place a little better.
how exciting was the perfect game? I mean, from a bull rider standpoint, I mean, it was exciting as hell for us to watch.
Yeah.
How exciting was it for you guys?
It was pretty cool because it was like 2 weeks prior to this, we were in our home event in New York, and we were playing our rival team, which was Florida Freedom. Well, they were number one team at that point in time, and they
Yeah.
were on like a 20-game win streak or something. Well, then we go out there, we ride 4 out of 5 bulls, and we end up beating them. Big upset. Yeah. Everybody was freaking out about it, whatever. Then 2 weeks later, we play them again. There, everybody's like, oh, it's a fluke, whatever. Like, they ain't going to do it again. Well, then that's the game we went we actually went 6 for 6.
Yep,
because we had a
reride.
Reride.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So going 6 for 6 and then ended up beating the number one team again was pretty cool. Pretty special.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Long Island event. I mean, it was the Cinderella story, I think, of the season, because I mean, like you said, you're going against, Paulo and his team, and the Freedom are. I mean, they're number one, and
for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they just got a great team behind them, and
Yeah, sure.
when Hudson came on the team, I said, and we talked about it on the podcast, that this guy's going to be kind of like an instant hit. He's going to bring something to the team, almost automatically. And he sure did, because like you said, you picked him up and you picked up the other two guys, and you guys just seemed to like, the gel just started to come together, and it was so great to watch you guys. We had picks going into the finals. We did our own bracketology and all that stuff. And I actually had you guys going into the semis, quite a long way. And, I thought you guys were going to do really good. But you had a great season. You had a great final. So that was quite awesome. So, yeah.
The first game went pretty good. That 3-way of, that game went pretty dang good. But I do want to clarify one thing. We didn't pick up Hudson. Hudson was on the team last year.
Yeah.
He just wasn't in the beginning. He didn't ride the first part of the season because he was in the pro rodeo.
Right.
Going for the rookie of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so he I mean, he was just an instant hit coming out of his PRCA games, and so I've got a question, and we get, we see this a lot. We see like the Florida Freedom, they've got a practice pen of bulls and stuff like that down in Florida and stuff. Do you guys have a practice facility up here in New York?
No. Pretty much all the teams they have. So pretty much every team, they have their home. Like the Kansas City Outlaws, they're based in Kansas City, but all their workouts and everything is down in Oklahoma at JW's house.
Okay.
So it's the same. Like, our home team is out of New York, but like Cody lives in Colorado, and I live in Missouri. Marco lives in Georgia. So we're so far spread apart to where we just get on bulls throughout the week. During team season, we get on bulls. We send videos to Cody, but then we get on Zoom calls, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then do a workout with our fitness trainer. So there's no traveling back and forth all week long or staying somewhere. They make it pretty dang easy on us.
Yeah, see, that's what I was actually wondering that myself, for if you guys actually, like, professional teams, if you guys actually stayed in New York and you did, or if you guys just went to just rode your bulls, whatever, at other rodeos. So that's really good to know.
So like the difference between like football and PBR teams so far is like football, they have an X amount of games at their home event. We only have one game per year. So if like, there's really no point of us to all pick up and go move to that certain location just for that one event so far. I mean, the league's growing super fast. So in the future, I don't know, but as of right now, we're just staying where we are.
That makes sense. So so now you're done with teams. You're getting into Unleash the Beast. Teams got over in October. You had about a month or so to recover from riding. What's your routine? How much time do you take off in between, if any? And when do you start hopping back on bulls? If you haven't stopped at all.
So I took, me and my brother built an arena, which is just a bucking arena, pretty much 40 foot from my front door. And we covered it. So as soon as team season was over, as soon as the finals was over, we covered, we put a lean-to on the backside to cover the back pins and everything. And then, but then once we had that built, was probably 2 weeks ago was the King of the North finals, which is Chad's deals. So I got on a couple bulls here before we went to the finals. So I got on a couple bulls here, then I went up there and got on, and then I took last week off, but I'm probably going to start getting on Friday again before Manchester.
When will you come into Manchester?
So
Like to get ready to.
They had me flying in Wednesday night to do some social stuff, whatever. But most of the guys are getting in there Thursday night because it's a Friday, Saturday deal.
So are you? Does the PBR fly you in? Are you part of a team? Like like I know Monster Energy. Some guys are sponsored. Like their sponsors would say, "Hey, we want you to do this type of thing," or how's that work? Because you
So
said they're flying you in Wednesday. Oh,
yeah, that is just the league. That's just PBR doing that. That's not any endorsement deal going on.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
So do you the teams concept? This, I mean, it's only been out for a couple of years now.
Mhm.
At first, when I saw it, I was reluctant. I was skeptical. I thought it was kind of a fly by night type of thing. But I've Z-Man and I both committed to watch the full year this year, and I can, from my opinion, and I'd love to hear your opinion about this portion of the PBR. I think it's probably one of the most exciting portions of the PBR schedule. I think the team's concept is fantastic. It is on the individual, but boy howdy, it's a lot of fun to watch. 5 guys sitting there, 7 guys sitting there behind their chutes, just absolutely going bonkers for each other when you guys pull a good ride. And
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to hear how you feel about the team sport and what it is to actually for a rider to compete in something like that.
Yeah, sure. So like I think everybody was pretty skeptical going into it there the first couple of years. But I mean it's a new whole perspective on bull riding pretty much from the fan standpoint anyway. But I mean it's been growing so fast and they've been doing it really, really good so far. Like I've really enjoyed it so far, but I think also from a rider standpoint, you've got to be on a team that fits you good. So like have a coach that fits you good, have a good camaraderie with with your teammates and everybody. Once you find that, it's awesome.
Do you think you found that in New York this year?
I think this was the funnest I've had in PBR teams was this year with the New York Mavericks. It was pretty good.
That's awesome. Cody seems like he's a pretty great coach too. Like I just like his coaching style. He seems very laid back, and he seems like he really pulled you guys together and got that camaraderie. And it was great to watch that whole thing throughout the full year. And so.
Yeah, sure. No, Cody's awesome. Cody, our GM, Chris, I mean, everybody is just, I mean, they're so laid back. They don't put no pressure on you. Like they just go out there and do your job. There's no add-ons, no nothing. It still boils down to just bull riding, and that's how they keep it, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, like he said, I was kind of skeptical myself. I was like, oh, it's going to be like penalty kicks when it comes to, soccer. I was like, the first 3 riders don't ride, and then the other team rides 2, and they're going to win. And oh my God, what can be so exciting about that? Then I actually watched it. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. I was like, totally forgot that it's the best bull riders in the world going up against the rankest bulls in the world. So it was going to be some excitement there, So my apologies for being ignorant about what was going to happen. But, it was amazing.
Yes.
And it was it's actually fun to watch. Um, I'm an old school guy, so I remember when the PBR would go on their summer break, and you guys would just ride other places. And I think the PBR was like, wait a minute, why are we going to do that? Why don't we just keep it going,
Oh,
and come up with this teams concept? And I think it was brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You got two new fans here, so I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
and I mean, you've got to figure out how to grow your sport somehow. And I mean, it is a new concept and whatever, but I mean, it's growing the sport. It's putting more money into it. It's getting more eyes. I mean, the production of the team events is crazy. Like some of the cameras and stuff they have there are just crazy. But I mean, they've been doing pretty dang good with it.
Yeah, so we have a local rodeo here called the New England Rodeo, and they're based out in southern Massachusetts. And they completed their summer season, and a couple weeks after their finals, they came out and and this is just a testament to how good the team's concept is. They started their own team's concept. They ended off the year with a Team USA versus Team Brazil, because that part of Massachusetts is very, very heavy with Brazilian bull riders. And so they put a Team Brazil versus Team USA event on a Saturday night. And I mean, it was just like a regular teams event for the PBR. It came down to, just like one ride was the deciding factor. So it's really testament to show that, that concept with PBR is taken off with other rodeos in the area, picking up that, the intensity that kind of the little series has.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's pretty cool.
So Bob, I want to thank you for coming on with us, and I have one more question for you. Did I just cut you off on an answer?
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, did I just cut him off? I just want to end with it. Back in 2011, Savano Alves started. He won the championship in the PBR, but he won it off of playing the point system. He wasn't taking his re-rides, and he was just going with whatever points he ended up. So if the ride ended up being a 70-point ride, he's, oh well, I'm going to take a 70-point ride, and it ended up getting him a championship. And I noticed, I'm covering the PBR back then, and I noticed, I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, so I watched it very closely because I noticed like the American Cowboys were like, nah, man, we're going to grit it out. We're going to go get our bulls. We're going to get these 87s, 89s, 90-point rides. And this guy just was like, no, I'm all set. I don't want the re-ride. And has that type of mentality spread along with you guys? I mean, are you guys playing the points, or, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of 50-50. Either way works. I mean, it's just like playing blackjack, and either sometimes you always hit on 16, sometimes you stay at 16. It all just kind of depends. But if you do keep all your re-rides like that, you better make sure you stay on the rest of your bulls. People win stuff. But Silvano did. That's the difference. Silvano stayed on everything. Right. But
okay.
No, there's a lot of guys that kind of dog on him about that, but dude, he's got 3 world championships. You can't dog on somebody that's done that. I mean, that's pretty dang impressive. But
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it brought a new mentality. It brought kind of like Moneyball for baseball. You put players in that play the position well, but it just kind of like a customized bull riding, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So
each their own.
Yeah. So as a rider, I've got to ask I got 2 questions I just have to ask a fellow rider. You are a tall guy. You're pushing 6 foot, and 6 foot in the bull riding industry is unusual. We don't see many guys that tall.
Yeah,
it's a short man's game. I'm not gonna lie. How do you?
Yeah.
How do you deal with?
Yeah.
No, I mean there's some tall guys, but they're few and far between. I don't think I've met many like 6-footers. But how do you think it with your bull riding? I mean, does it match your style? Obviously, you're doing something right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it all just depends. Like, you got to have a different ride. Like, every body type has to have a different riding style. Every person has a different riding style. But I mean, you look at JB, he was 5'10". You look at Brady Fielder. Brady Fielder is one of the absolute best bull riders in the world right now.
Yeah.
And he has the, like, on Pro Bull Stats, he's rode over 100 bulls in a single season this year, and nobody has ever done that, I don't believe. If there's one person. And I mean, he's 6'1" probably. And then same thing with Hudson Bolton. He's, I'd say, between 5'11" to 6 foot probably. And I mean, that kid is legit. I mean, like, he almost won the world finals this year, and that was his rookie year. To be 18 or 19 going into the finals and have the composure and be able to ride those bulls that consistently is crazy. But that is one thing that I always heard as a kid, like, yeah, you got to be like 5 foot nothing, weigh 75 pounds to be anything as a bull rider. That's just naysay. That's just a bunch of negative talk. It don't matter. You can be 6'1" and ride bulls just as good. You just got to have a different riding style than the little guys.
Yeah, and that was kind of what I was getting at, because I'm 5'6", and everybody's like, oh, you're a perfect type, 5'6". You don't want to be the 6 foot. One of my friends, he was like 6'1", and he rode. We would laugh at him because there was many times he'd get on a bull and his spurs would be touching underneath the bull. They'd be, because he couldn't get his, So it's just it is, and I think maybe it is one of those old wives' tales that you got to be short to do this game. But obviously, like you said, Hudson and Brady and yourself are breaking that mold, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Z-Man?
I just want to thank you for coming on tonight, man. It's been a pleasure talking with you. I mean, you had I know you guys, the New York Mavericks, didn't come out the way that you guys wanted to come out, but I think you guys had a fantastic year. Bookending with you and Hudson, I thought it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch you on Unleash the Beast, man, and see where you go as an individual. So I'm actually getting pretty excited for next week. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for this thing to start off. I'm sure you can't. So I'm just I don't know if you can tell the excitement is just flowing through my body. I can't wait. I just love this stuff. I love this stuff with a passion. I have the utmost respect for you guys getting on the back of these bulls. And it's because I always said it. I said these dudes are like 5 foot nothing, 140 pounds nothing, and they're on a 1,800-pound bull. I mean, bull ain't got a shot in hell with me. I mean, I'm about as big as they are. So, but hey, you guys, I can't wait to see it, man. You guys, I'm excited. Hey, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you having you on. It's an honor to have a rider on caliber of yourself, and we look forward to seeing what you do next Friday night up here in Manchester, Manch Vegas, as we like to call it, for the kickoff of the Unleash the Beast with the PBR. Bob, it's awesome to talk with you. Hopefully you get the team up, this coming weekend when you're up in Manch Vegas, and stop by the side of the chutes and say hi. Obviously we'll be rooting for you from the sidelines, and it was a real honor having you here, and we can't thank you enough, and best of luck to you this coming weekend.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and on today's episode of Bull Talk, we have Triple Lot. Triple Lot, how are you today? Okay. So Triple Lot has been napping all day, if you cannot tell. And here we go. So Triple Lot today just wants his belly rubbed. But Triple Lot is a 2-time PBR World Finals bull. Yes, you are. He's like, are you talking about me? What do you want to say? Thank you for the encouraging words, Triple R. Okay, now he has his head in my lap. I don't think this is how this was supposed to go. But anyways, Triple R apparently does not have much to say today, but he just wants to say that probably that he's taking a nap. Anyway, this is for today's episode of Bull Talk, and we'll see you another day.
Hey, this is Bob Mitchell. You're watching When the Dust Settles.
And that is why we interview Flint and bull riders and not bulls, because they're not very talkative and they only talk when they want to talk. You know, it's unbelievable. Sometimes you get them to do something and sometimes you can't, but you can get them to book one hell. You can get them to buck one hell of a buck. Well, I tell you right now, they can buck off a cowboy. They ain't doing too much talking. You know what it is? They are the ultimate athlete. They let their game do the talking for them.
Yeah.
They just say, dude, I ain't gonna talk. Put a cowboy in my back. We'll see what happens. I ain't got to say nothing. You know, when he goes flying halfway across the arena, because he only weighs 120 pounds and I weigh 1,800. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But anyway, so that's Addie and her bull Triple Ot. And man, you know something, when you see videos like that, you know, she's a stock contractor. She's probably one of the, I think she's the youngest stock
She is
contractor.
14.
And well, she's a little older now. I don't think she's 14. I think she's 18 now. I think she's grown. That was
yeah, it might have been from a couple years ago, but I know she's young.
But I remember when she was I saw a video of her and her dad being interviewed, and she was 14 years old, and the PBR has a policy that you have to be 18 or older to get in the back of the chutes. So her dad would put the back strap, not the flank strap on the back on the bull, and the bull just wasn't. He said, you know, Addie was about to get mad at me. I know she was, because I think the bull rider went 7.9 seconds before he got bucked off. So they found a thing, and the thing where you had to be over 18 or accompanied by an adult. So they brought it to the PBR. And they said, yep, she'll be able, if she's accompanied by an adult, she'll be able to flank her bulls. And that's what she did. And that bull's been bucking off cowboys like crazy. So they buck different when the person that raised them helps them out and puts that strap on the back, not the genitals, on the back, you know, of the bull, you know, just because, like I interviewed another gentleman that raised bulls and had his own company. And he said, if I put a belt around your genitals, you're going to get into the fetal position and you're going to cry.
Yeah.
What do you think these bulls are going to do? They're going to jump around and jump for joy? And no, they're going to cry, you know?
Yep.
And, you know, so, hey, look, folks, you know, you wonder why these bulls do what they do, because they were bred that way. Just like horses were bred that way. You know, this is one thing. If my passion isn't coming out right now, it's because I'm on a podcast and I got to be very polite to a lot of people out there, because I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to these bulls, they are the star of the show.
They are. Absolutely.
You don't get bull riding without the bull. You know, you don't get PBR without the bull.
Yeah.
Professional bull riders.
Yeah.
You know, it's the bull and the cowboy. It's half and half. That's why they 50 points for the bull, 50 points for the bull rider. You know, it's a half and half. It's a dance. You know, who's going to have the best tango on that day? You know, which two? And that's what it is.
Yep.
You know, and it drives me crazy when you would think that these think of so a lot of these stock contractors, they have acres and acres and acres for these bulls to be able to just run around in. These bulls are just like your dogs, your cats, your goldfish. You know, they love these things. They're like their household pets. The problem is they're 1,800 pounds. So unless you have a really big house, you ain't getting that thing into your house. You know, and I mean, check this girl out. Addie on Facebook. Check her page out because you'll see sometimes she's in that pen, and the bull will put his head, his big old noggin, in her lap.
Yeah,
and she's like, just
yep.
dude. Let me tell you something. They are a different animal when they're with their owner. They love their owners. They know what they're supposed to do. They're athletes, and they're treated like athletes. They're not treated like they're not treated like tomorrow's beef. They're treated like athletes.
Yeah.
They get they get better treatment than some human athletes get.
That they do.
And it drives me crazy that people are spreading misinformation out there about the treatment of these animals when they're not treated that way. Look, I don't know where you're getting your information for. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but it's unfactual.
It is.
Listen, these animals are treated very well.
We know everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion.
I was going to say that too.
Even if their opinion is just flat out wrong, because a lot of these cases, these animals, I mean, and this is a topic we're going to talk about for the rest of the season because it rightly deserves it. The animals, and the stock contractors and the organizations, not just us, not just us, I say, not just the PBR, but the PRCA, and all the way down to the New England Rodeo. They get a bad rap for, tormenting these animals. Listen, these animals are not tormented. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen a mistreated animal in over 20 years. They come up with information that is it's completely not true. And again, they're entitled to their opinion. I'll let them have their opinion. If they want to have a peaceful conversation and just a discussion, I'm more than happy to talk. I think anybody that's associated with the sport would have a reasonable conversation. But, they're entitled to their opinions. I just don't agree with it.
No, me neither. And I'm going to tell you right now, if these animals were mistreated, I wouldn't be covering this sport.
I wouldn't be either.
I wouldn't have anything to do with this sport.
Yeah.
The fact that these animals, and I'm not a bull rider, and I let people know that I'm not a bull rider. I've been in the industry for about 14 years.
Yeah.
And I've been around the industry, and I've been around bulls. I've been around stock contractors. I've been around these riders. I think the toughest part of a working bull's day is actually being transported.
Yeah.
Have to sit there in that transport and waiting to get to the arena because just like us sitting in a plane trying to get somewhere, we're all hyped up and we can't wait to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And you said it best. I mean, if those animals were mistreated, you and I would not be hosting this podcast. We'd be hosting the Mistreatment of Professional Bulls podcast. And that's not what we're hosting. So,
no.
Frank, Z-Man, thank you, sir. Like I said, we're going to discuss this throughout the season. It's just a topic that neither you or I just can't, we can't stop talking about because there's a lot of misinformation out there. I'm not here to disprove anybody. I'm just here to give you the facts as I know them as a 20-year expert in the industry. And I use expert very, very loosely. So let's push on. Again, Bob Mitchell, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time here on the show. It was an honor to talk to you. We look forward to a great season you have. And that season starts when?
Next weekend, the 12th.
Yeah,
the
12th that's Friday night. So
next Friday night.
Yep.
So, who's going to speak? But I mean, hey, you're right. You can finish right after I say this. The first time the PBR opened in Manchester, New Hampshire. So Manchester, you should be proud. It's the first time. And the fact that they're opening up in Manchester just shows you that you guys support this sport, man. You guys come out and you guys fill that arena, and you guys give it its all.
Yep. So this is, like Z-Man said, this is the first time the PBR is kicking off the Unleash the Beast series in Manchester. It's the 6th straight year they visit Manchester, but it's the first time we get their inaugural kickoff event. It's kind of like the Daytona 500 for auto racing. We're happy to hold them. So yeah, December 12th and 13th, PBR entering their 33rd season. 33. Can you believe that? 33 years old. That's
crazy.
It's crazy. I remember when I was in my 20s and this sport first came out. So yeah, it's been going ever since, and that's great. Both nights, Friday, Saturday night. Gates open at 7:45 at Southern New Hampshire University Arena. That's in Manchester, New Hampshire. Get their tickets available at PBR.com, Ticketmaster, and the Southern New Hampshire University Arena box office. You can go by, check those out, get your tickets. Listen, it's great money. It's a great time. You're absolutely going to have a rock concert experience. That I will tell you right from the get-go, not just from the bulls and the athletes, but the show itself. The music is high energy. It's just, it's a gas pedal for the whole night, and it's going to be an awesome time. Z-Man and I totally look forward to seeing everybody there. Please, if you see us, come say hello. We're going to have our
Please say hello.
Yeah, we're going to have our When the Dust Settles swag on. You will obviously notice Z-Man because he's the much better looking one than I am, and he's just a tad taller than me. So, but yeah, so here we go. We're getting ready to kick this off. 750 tons of dirt, right?
You know what I didn't know? You know what I didn't realize?
What didn't you realize?
50 bulls. They bring 50 bulls to this arena.
I know. Yeah.
50.
Yep.
I'm like, well, I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah.
I mean, at least 50 bulls.
Yeah, it's 45 of the top riders coming into town.
So you figure at least 50 bulls.
Yeah.
Because you got 45 riders coming in. There's a long form and short form. So there's going to be at least there's got to be more than 50 bulls, and it's crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be, and look, PBI don't bring in scrub bulls, man. They bring in the most ranked bulls that you can see. You could see Manhater there tonight, next week, and you could.
I've not seen the day sheet of who's coming and what contractors are coming, but they're always good. So it takes 7 trucks, 7 semis, 7 18-wheelers to load in all the arena gear for this. That's the the chutes, the fence, the shark tank, all of it. And then there's going to be 30 guys working around the clock to get this thing set up.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. 30 guys that set up that arena, because we talked to John Hart. I helped him with his. It was a crew of 4. Setting up the arena. Dude, that is some hard ass work, man.
Yeah.
Especially when one guy has no idea what they're doing. This dude.
Is that you?
Would
that be you?
It was me. Yeah, it was me. I was.
That day was really like 3 guys and the coffee guy.
Right. Yeah. 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 The guy's like, where's this go?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was exciting, and
the paneling is not light. It's not just like some aluminum paneling. That's steel paneling. 10-foot segments. Yeah, they truck it in on cats, on little skid steers and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah.
Even well, I mean, 750 tons of dirt, and the dirt is a blend.
Yeah.
I found that, it's a special clay sand blend, which I thought was amazing. This is how serious this sport is. I mean, so even the way that the dirt is put down.
Yeah.
And the type of dirt that they use. They don't just go to, some dirt pile and say, "Hey man, we need 750 tons of dirt. Can you give it to us? We'll buy it from you." They get their own blend. They get their own special thing. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, hockey's ice. It's got to be a certain way. That's what the PBR is like when it comes to their dirt. So, I mean, there's a science that goes into this to
This is
give
not,
you, the audience,
yeah, this is
a
not
great
that, this is not the stuff, this is not free Phil wanted. That is not what we put, that is not what they put in the arena. You will not see that sign outside the Southern New Hampshire University Arena. You will not see free Phil wanted for sure. This is expensive stuff. So,
And then to see it come down is just amazing because it comes down. It seems like it comes down quicker than it went up. I'm
yeah.
like, geez.
Yep.
And yeah, this is where these boys make their money right here. This is where this crew. This is where the money they really start making their cash is setting. I hope they had a nice couple months off when from between teams and now because they're going to be working all the way to May.
Yep.
You know?
So this is, I mean, Unleash the Beast is the big, it's the big league. It's, it's Major League Baseball. It's the NHL.
Right.
It's, it's the stock car racing. This is it. This is the big time. These, and this is the start of it. And this season, there's a lot of stuff going on this season. In May, we have the PBR finals. That's going to be held in Fort Worth at Dickies Arena and Cowtown in Fort Worth. The other thing that's happening this year is they're making a stop at Florida State University. FSU is going to host the PBR on campus. And not just the PBR. They're not just bringing bulls. They're bringing Miranda Lambert, John Party, country music acts. Miranda Lambert, if you don't know who Miranda Lambert is, you're probably not watching the right podcast. That's the other podcast on the other channel that you should be watching. But yeah, so it's not just going to be a rodeo. It's going to be a full knockdown, drag out concert at FSU this year. So that's going to be awesome. And then the other highlight we got going on this year is right after New Year's, kicking off 2026. What better way than a stop at TD Gardens in Boston, Mass. For the first time ever in the history of TD Garden, they're bringing in a dirt sport. Not monster trucks, not motocross, PBR. First time dirt's going to ever hit the floor of that place, and it's going to be because of the PBR. How awesome.
It's amazing. It just shows you like the Northeast,
Yeah.
I mean, they got 4 stops here in the Northeast. They got Connecticut, New York, Manchester, and Boston. And that's the Unleash the Beast.
Yeah.
They still got the Velocity Tour, which comes to Worcester.
Yep.
And then you have Velocity Tour that comes to New Jersey.
Yep.
That's what John was talking about that day.
Yep.
And so they're in the Northeast quite a bit.
You're missing one other one. There's a big stop here on the Pendleton Whiskey Tour. One other stop the same weekend. So
Bulls,
if you can't make
Bulls, Barrels, and
nope. So if you can't make if you can't make Boston on the 2nd and 3rd of January, because let's say you're up near Bangor, Maine, but you really want to go see bull riding and you can't make it to Boston, don't worry, we got you covered. The Pendleton Whiskey Tour, Bangor, Maine, same weekend as Unleash the Beast is going to be in Boston. So yeah, like that, 6 stops at least right here in the Yankee area, as we like to say.
that's because we like our bull riding up here.
We do,
yeah. and I'm glad that they realize that, and I'm kind of glad that they're coming in the winter because I think the crowd will be a lot better in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to seeing some action. I'm looking forward to meeting some of our fans. It's just, like, it really is. I love going to these things because it's exactly like a rock concert. I'm looking forward to watching some of the folks that we followed on teams this year putting on their individual hats and doing their own thing. Not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Last
be interesting to see what.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what last year's champion does. John Crimber, see if how he starts out this season. you know, Bob Mitchell,
Yeah,
you know,
Bob Mitchell.
see how he comes out, you know, out of the gate because he was riding hot during teams. You
Yeah.
know, he was almost riding everything during teams. You're not the starting, you're not the leadoff guy if you're not riding. You
Right.
know, so it was it'd be interesting to see some of these guys, you know, get up on the back of these bulls, you know.
We'll
And
see if Derek Kobaba, the man with the greatest hair in the sport, can do it 2 years in a row because he was the champ last year. He won Manchester last year. Caton Loud was the runner-up. So those two, obviously under the microscope, seeing what they can bring to Manchester again this year. So yeah, John Cribner, he kicked it out of the park last year in Manchester. I think he rode last year was like an 84.5 on one of his bulls the second night. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens this year.
yeah, you get the look. Whatever whoever comes out here, you're going to see the best.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the best bull riders, and you're going to see the best bulls. And that's, I mean, you can't ask for anything better, you know. And that's not including the bullfighters. I mean, we're only telling you the riders. You know, they got four of the best bullfighters out there. You know you know that travels. You know, and yeah, it's going to be one heck of a show, and can't forget that an arena entertainer. You know,
Yeah. I will
so
say to all the folks listening, if you're coming in from out of state, I checked the weather forecast tonight. Dress warm. Tomorrow here in the New England area, it's supposed to be single digits with a wind chill of like double digits. The weather forecast for that weekend is calling for cold temperatures, possibility of sleet and snow, lots of snow. I don't want to say lots, but there's precipitation in the forecast, whether that's snow or sleet for Friday and Saturday night. So, you know, be safe, dress warm. I want to see everybody's get up when they get there, but let's make sure we wear like a winter coat before we walk in. Don't walk like 3 blocks to the arena from where you parked with just, you know, your Wrangler shirt on because
so if you oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
interrupt you,
go
but I'm
ahead.
going to.
Go ahead.
Because
I'll interrupt you too, so
hey,
don't feel bad.
oh, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. We interrupt each other. That's what makes the show so great.
Yeah, I know, right?
My thing is this. If you're coming from somewhere warm like Texas, you know, I'm sure Taylor don't have to worry about something like that. I don't know if he's gonna, you know, go out in the outside and get cold and whatnot. But
Yeah.
and thank you, Taylor, for allowing us to cover the PBR, you know,
Yep.
because without you, we don't get to cover it. And so I just wanted to make sure that, you know, hey, you know, he's our man, he's our guy, you know.
Sure
So
is.
but I'm sure he don't get cold. But if you do, sorry, bro. You know, you're in New Hampshire. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, hey, when I go to Texas in 2 weeks in May, I'm going to be wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I'll wear the jeans when I go into the event, but it better not snow when I get to Texas. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
You know,
Look, leave the hey
I
dudes
expect
at
it
home.
to be warm.
Leave the hey dudes at home.
No,
Well, I mean,
you don't like hey dudes?
Listen,
I can't wear cowboy boots.
Coming to New Hampshire,
found this out.
Listen, 2 seconds. Leave the hey dudes at home when you come to Manchester. Take the hey dudes when you go to Texas. Does that work?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, that'll work.
Leave the hey dudes at home when you come to Manchester.
Yes.
Bring the hey dudes.
We found out when I got this beautiful hat by Lara Boot. We found out that old Z-Man over here can't fit into cowboy boots. My toes can, but the rest of it can't. Not unless I get the elephant style. He was
determined to get you in cowboy boots, but that was not happening.
I was determined to get myself in cowboy boots too because I've always wanted a pair. But you know, when he said they got to be custom,
listen, some things are not made for cowboy boots, and that includes your Godzilla feet. So
I think
Maybe we'll
I think
find a
it's
nice
my
pair of lace ups for you, but they ain't getting in no Durangos and they ain't getting in no Hondas. They're not Hondos. It's just not happening, brother.
I like to think it's my humongo thighs that I work so hard to keep in shape and everything, so
No.
all that bike riding I do and everything, not used to, I still do it, but
Yeah.
I just yeah, whatever, man. We can't all be little ass bull riders like yourself, you know what I mean?
Listen,
So, get to fit in anything. I mean, Levi's over here just, oh, yeah, yeah, no, no, I don't like the way these look. Let me see these. Hey, what size are those? About size 9. 9? I tried a size 13. I couldn't get my foot in it. I was
listen.
like, man.
If you want a rodeo, here's the perfect thing for you. You need to get on a horse and you need to do steer wrestling. Because I tell you, if the steer sees you in that little chute and you on a horse, he's just gonna quit. He's gonna say, "Oh hell no,
Yeah.
I ain't letting that guy jump off a horse and wrangle me down." He's just gonna quit. He's be like, "Oh no, nope, not doing it." Chute's gonna
You
open.
know what
He's
the
just
funny
gonna
thing
stay
is?
there. Mm-mm.
I never told this story to anybody outside of, and I hope we still have listeners because we're telling private stories, but I never told this story that, you know, um, I went to horseback riding once. It was in Missouri. When I was stationed in Missouri, I was like, what do you do out here? Well, you go horseback riding, I guess. I did it to impress a girl.
Yep.
So to all you young men out there, stay in your lane when you try to impress a girl. I never rode a horse before in my life. I come from Massachusetts. Never rode a horse before in my life. I seen horses on TV, so I never rode a horse in my life. I got on the back of this horse. I knew how to turn it, the steering thing with the reins. I knew how to steer it,
Thing. Did you turn your blinker
but
on?
they didn't have one, So I held on to that little thing. I held on to that little thing in the middle of the saddle, which I found out you're not supposed to. The saddle horn, I guess they call
The
it.
horn. Yep.
It didn't beep, so no other horses got out of the way.
Yep.
So I'm holding on to the reins, and then they said, "Just kick it." Oh, it's okay. Well, I don't know. I must have little ass legs because I felt like I was just kicking the saddle. So they said, "Well, just take the reins and just hit a little bit." Dude, let me tell you something. All of a sudden I heard that horse went taking off. I was like, oh, just taking off, turned around, went back across the street to where the pen is and everything. There was a van coming down the street. I was like, oh my God. I thought we were going to have pieces of Z-Man one way and pieces of horse going the other way. We got across the street. I got yelled at. I said, look, I told you I never rode a horse before. I said, okay, don't worry about it. We'll get you out there. So they got me on the trail. The other thing I didn't realize, the horse is going to make sure it gets itself around obstacles. You better be watching. You better not be looking at the girl you're trying to impress. You better be watching where that horse is going because
Tree
that horse
branches.
is going to make it underneath that branch.
You ain't.
You got to make sure you make it underneath that branch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a little lesson out there. So for you young men that are trying to impress some woman, and you might, maybe you're dating some country woman or something, and you want to, hey, let's go horseback ride and do it on a beach.
Yeah. So when you fall down, it's soft, and there's no trees.
Nice and soft.
No trees, no vans.
There
All
you
right,
go.
who you picking for Manchester, buddy? Who's your top dog? Who do you think's taking home the buckle Saturday night? Who do you think's
John
taking
Crimber.
home the buckle?
John Crimber. John Crimber. I'm telling
Okay.
you, the kid has super glue for an ass. I'm telling you, he's I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like the kid gets on the back of a bull and he doesn't get thrown off.
Okay. Are we just gonna say? Should we put the tally board up now? Every event for Z-Man is gonna be John Cribner win.
No.
Every event.
I'm not gonna. So Lemmy would have been my number one pick, but he's coming off an injury, and I want to see how good he is right now. And can't think of their names right now. The two brothers that are in the PBR.
Tiago Salgado.
Salgado. Tiago Salgado.
Yep.
Tiago Salgado is one of my top bull riders also. I think Tiago Salgado is going to have a great season. That kid can ride, and I'm telling you, I also watched the last Cowboy standing, and I saw the the Thiago Salgado season and when he came from Brazil, and he really, and the kids just impressed me. He really did. He impressed me. And then you see him ride teams, and it's like, oh my God, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, come on. So yeah, I think those three are you got to watch those three. Vitor Lemmy because he's unbelievable. John Crimba because he has friggin' monster glue for an ass, and Thiago Salgado because he's unbelievable.
All right. My pick, if you care, because you probably don't, but
no, I do.
I'm gonna go with.
You're gonna be wrong.
Okay, whatever. Just like, well, you're gonna hate me for who I'm gonna pick, but I'm picking the Carolina Cowboys' own Clay Guyton. I think Mr. 5 for 5, Mr. Teams MVP, might pull this out in Manchester this coming weekend. He's coming off a super hot streak, because of the finals, and I think he's going to carry that over. So we'll see. But listen, if you can't make
MVP.
If you cannot make Manchester this weekend because let's say you live in Missouri or California or Idaho, don't forget, Paramount Plus is going to be carrying the PBR both Friday and Saturday Night Live. 7:45 Eastern Time, Paramount Plus. Tune in. The Paramount Plus and the PBR just signed a very, very nice deal to bring you 5 years. 5 years of Unleash the Beast.
5 years. I can't believe that.
Yeah, 5 years of Unleash the Beast going to be on Paramount Plus. So make sure you get on that streaming service so you can watch every event this coming season. You will not be disappointed. I can tell you that right now.
I'll bet it. Yeah, I mean, you can binge Landman, you can binge Lioness, and then you can watch PBR live. Or you can binge PBR.
Yeah. I just
It's
got
gonna be
done
great.
watching season 2 of The Lioness last week, and it's a banger as always. Season 1, season 2, just as good.
I'm watching Landman right now, season 2. Season 2 Landman's going on right now.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. It's great. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, if they're looking for an actor, here you go. Got my SAG card.
Got a SAG card. So listen, Z-Man, thank you so much, buddy. Sinista1, thank you so much for producing this tonight. I want to thank Bob Mitchell. God, dude, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We can't wait to meet you next weekend in Manchester. Pack some warm clothes. You're going to need them. Thank you, rodeo fans. Thank you, our sponsors, our supporters. Z-Man, go ahead.
He actually asked if we were going out there, which was pretty cool. And we were like, yeah, we'll see you. And I just want to say, any bull riding fans, or all bull riding fans, any When the Dust Settle fans, if you see us out there, please come introduce yourself to us. We want to see you. We want to talk to you. We want to engage with you. And, we just, we love doing this show. And I just want to thank the PBR for just allowing us to bring this to you guys,
Absolutely. Thanks to Lara Boot Company, ProBowlStats.com, American Warrior Association, the New England Rodeo. Thank you to our fans. Thank you, Z-Man. Enjoy life 8 seconds at a time.
All right, PBR fans. Well, we're loading up the stock trailer and heading home. Please don't forget to visit our supporters.
Check us out on our social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and TikTok.
We'd like to thank our producer, Keith Hayes, Sinista1 Productions. I'm Z-Man.
I'm Levi. Thank you to all our loyal fans for watching America's greatest podcast on dirt.
Just in case she walks in, I'll be good to go.